Hi, everyone. Welcome to Learn English with Podcast. I'm Nikki.
And I'm Tony. Today, we have a fun topic to talk about. We are going to talk about what people do in their free time.
That's right, Tony. We all have free time, and we all do different things to relax and have fun. So, today, we will share some of our experiences and then listen to some guests who will tell us their stories about what they do in their free time.
Sounds great, Nikki. So, what do you like to do in your free time?
Well, I love reading books. It's my favorite thing to do when I have some free time. I like to read adventure stories and sometimes mystery novels. What about you, Tony?
Oh, I really enjoy playing sports, especially basketball. It helps me stay fit, and it's also a lot of fun. I play with my friends every weekend. We always have a good time.
That's awesome. Playing sports is a great way to spend free time. Do you have any other hobbies?
Yes. I also like to watch movies. I watch a new movie almost every week. I like all kinds of movies like action, comedy, and even animated movies. What about you, Nikki? Do you watch movies too?
Yes, I do. But I also love cooking. I try new recipes whenever I can. Cooking is relaxing for me, and I love to make delicious food for my family and friends.
That's great. Cooking is a useful and enjoyable hobby. Now, let's think about some of the activities people do in their free time. Can you think of some examples, Nikki?
Sure. People might go hiking, play video games, do some gardening, paint, or even learn a new language.
Exactly. There are so many activities to choose from. Everyone has different interests and hobbies. And today, we'll hear about some of these from our guests.
Yes. We have some wonderful guests today who will share their stories about how they spend their free time. They will tell us what they do, why they like it, and how it makes them feel.
I'm really looking forward to that. But before we get to our guests, let's remind our listeners to relax, enjoy the stories, and maybe learn some new vocabulary along the way.
Absolutely. We hope you enjoy this episode of Learn English with Podcast. Now we are going to meet our first guest. Let's give a warm welcome to Kora. Hi, Kora.
Hi, Nikki and Tony. Thank you for having me.
It's great to have you here, Kora. Can you tell our listeners a little about yourself?
Sure. My name is Kora, and I'm a teacher. I love working with children and helping them learn new things.
That sounds wonderful, Kora. So, what do you like to do in your free time?
In my free time, I love to go hiking. I enjoy spending time in nature and exploring new trails. It's very relaxing and good exercise.
Hiking sounds amazing. Can you tell us about a memorable hiking trip you had?
Yes, of course. Last summer, I went hiking in the mountains with my friends. We found a beautiful waterfall, and we even saw some wild animals like deer and rabbits. It was an incredible experience.
That sounds fantastic, Kora. Do you go hiking often?
Yes, I try to go hiking at least once a month. It's a great way to disconnect from the busy city life and enjoy some peace and quiet.
That's really nice. Do you have any tips for beginners who want to start hiking?
Definitely. First, make sure you have the right gear, like good hiking shoes and a backpack. Second, always carry enough water and some snacks. And third, start with easy trails and gradually move to more difficult ones.
Those are great tips, Kora. Thank you for sharing. Now, do you have any other hobbies besides hiking?
Yes, I also enjoy painting. It's another way for me to relax and express my creativity. I mostly paint landscapes and sometimes animals.
Wow, hiking and painting. You have some very interesting hobbies. Can you tell us about a painting you are particularly proud of?
Sure. I once painted a picture of the waterfall I mentioned earlier. It took me a few weeks to complete, but it turned out really well. It's one of my favorite paintings.
That sounds beautiful, Kora. It's wonderful that you can capture your hiking experiences through your paintings.
Thank you, Nikki. I really enjoy it. It's a perfect combination of my love for nature and art.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. It was really inspiring to hear about your hiking adventures and your passion for painting.
Yes. Thank you, Kora. We learned a lot from you today.
Thank you for having me. I had a great time sharing my hobbies with you all.
So, that was Kora, everyone. She shared some wonderful insights about hiking and painting. Tony, what did you think about Kora's story?
I loved it. It's always great to hear how people spend their free time doing things they love. Hiking sounds like a fantastic way to stay fit and enjoy nature, and painting is such a creative outlet.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about some advanced words or expressions we heard during Kora's story. The first word is exploring. Kora said she enjoys exploring new trails. Exploring means to travel through an area to learn more about it.
That's a good word. The second word is disconnect. Kora said hiking helps her disconnect from the busy city life. Disconnect means to take a break from something, like technology or stress.
Right. The third word is gear. Kora mentioned the importance of having the right gear for hiking. Gear means the equipment or tools needed for a particular activity.
And the last word is express. Kora said she expresses her creativity through painting. Express means to show your thoughts or feelings through words, art, or actions.
Great explanations, Tony. Let's repeat these words again. Exploring, disconnect, gear, and express. These are useful words to know.
Yes, they are. Now, it's time to meet our second guest. Let's welcome Mark. Hi, Mark.
Hi everyone, it's great to be here.
We're happy to have you, Mark. Can you introduce yourself to our listeners?
Sure. My name is Mark, and I work as a graphic designer. In my free time, I enjoy something a bit unique. I love flying drones.
Wow, flying drones. That's really interesting. Can you tell us more about it?
Absolutely. I have a drone with a camera, and I use it to take aerial photos and videos. It's amazing to see the world from a different perspective. I often fly my drone in parks and near lakes.
That sounds incredible, Mark. Do you have any favorite places where you like to fly your drone?
Yes. One of my favorite spots is a large park near my house. It has open spaces, trees, and a beautiful lake. The views are spectacular, especially during sunrise and sunset.
I can imagine. Have you ever encountered any challenges while flying your drone?
Yes. Sometimes the weather can be tricky. Strong winds can make it difficult to control the drone. Also, I have to be careful about where I fly it to avoid disturbing wildlife or breaking any rules.
Good points, Mark. It sounds like a fun but responsible hobby. Have you ever used your drone skills for any projects or events?
Yes. Actually, I once used my drone to film a friend's wedding. The aerial shots added a unique and beautiful perspective to the wedding video. Everyone loved it.
That's amazing. What other hobbies do you have besides flying drones?
I also enjoy building model airplanes. It's a great way to relax and focus. I have a collection of different model planes that I've built over the years.
That's so cool, Mark. Can you tell us about a model airplane you're particularly proud of?
Sure. I built a model of a vintage World War II fighter plane. It took me several months to complete, but it looks fantastic. The details are very precise, and I'm really proud of how it turned out.
That sounds impressive, Mark. It's clear you have a passion for flying and building. Thank you for sharing your interesting hobbies with us.
Yes, thank you, Mark. It was great hearing about your experiences with drones and model airplanes.
Thank you for having me. I enjoyed sharing my hobbies with you all.
So, that was Mark, everyone. He shared some fascinating insights about flying drones and building model airplanes. Tony, what did you think about Mark's story?
I loved it. Flying drones and building model airplanes are such creative and technical hobbies. It's amazing how Mark combines his love for flying with his design skills.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about some advanced words or expressions we heard during Mark's story. The first word is aerial. Mark mentioned taking aerial photos and videos. Aerial means happening in the air or from the air.
The second word is perspective. Mark talked about seeing the world from a different perspective with his drone. Perspective means a particular way of viewing things.
Right. The third word is encountered. Mark said he encountered challenges while flying his drone. Encountered means to experience something, especially something unexpected or difficult.
And the last word is precise. Mark mentioned the precise details of his model airplane. Precise means very accurate and exact.
Great explanations, Tony. Let's repeat these words again. aerial, perspective, encountered, and precise. These are useful words to know.
Yes, they are. Now, it's time to meet our third guest. Let's give a warm welcome to Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Nikki and Tony. Thank you for having me.
We're excited to have you here, Lisa. Can you tell us a little about yourself?
Sure. My name is Lisa, and I'm a software engineer. In my free time, I love stargazing.
Stargazing? That sounds fascinating. Can you tell us more about it?
Absolutely. Stargazing is simply watching the stars in the night sky. I use a telescope to see planets, constellations, and sometimes even distant galaxies. It's really relaxing and awe-inspiring.
That sounds incredible, Lisa. Do you have any favorite places where you like to stargaze?
Yes. There's a small hill outside the city that's perfect for stargazing. The sky is very clear there, and there's little light pollution, so I can see the stars very well.
Wow, that must be amazing. Do you have any memorable stargazing experiences?
Yes. One of the most memorable times was when I saw the Perseid meteor shower. I saw dozens of meteors streak across the sky. It was a magical night.
That sounds so cool. Have you ever taken any photos of what you see through your telescope?
Yes, I have. I have a special camera that attaches to my telescope. I've taken photos of the Moon, Jupiter, and even the Orion Nebula. It's amazing to capture these images.
That's fantastic, Lisa. Stargazing sounds like such a peaceful and exciting hobby. Do you have any other hobbies?
Yes, I also enjoy making handmade jewelry. I use beads, wires, and different materials to create unique pieces. It's a fun and creative way to spend my time.
That's wonderful. Can you tell us about a piece of jewelry you're particularly proud of?
Sure. I made a necklace with beads that look like little planets. Each bead represents a different planet in our solar system. It's one of my favorite pieces.
That sounds beautiful, Lisa. It's great how you combine your love for the stars with your jewelry making.
Thank you, Nikki. I really enjoy it. It's a way for me to bring a bit of the universe into my everyday life.
Lisa, thank you so much for sharing your hobbies with us. Your passion for stargazing and jewelry making is truly inspiring.
Yes, thank you, Lisa. We learned a lot from you today.
Thank you for having me. I had a great time sharing my hobbies with you all.
So, that was Lisa, everyone. She shared some wonderful insights about stargazing and making handmade jewelry. Tony, what did you think about Lisa's story?
I loved it. Stargazing sounds like a magical way to spend free time, and making jewelry is such a creative and personal hobby. It's amazing how Lisa connects her interests in such a unique way.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about some advanced words or expressions we heard during Lisa's story. The first word is awe-inspiring. Lisa mentioned that stargazing is awe-inspiring. Awe-inspiring means something that makes you feel respect and wonder.
Good choice. The second word is pollution. Lisa talked about light pollution. Pollution means the presence of harmful or unwanted substances in the environment.
Right. The third word is constellation. Lisa mentioned seeing constellations. A constellation is a group of stars that forms a pattern and is named after a mythical figure, animal, or object.
And the last word is meteor. Lisa talked about seeing meteors during the Perseid meteor shower. A meteor is a piece of rock or metal from space that enters the Earth's atmosphere and burns up, creating a streak of light in the sky.
Great explanations, Tony. Let's repeat these words again. Awe-inspiring, pollution, constellation, and meteor. These are useful words to know.
Yes. Now, it's time to meet our final guest. Let's give a warm welcome to David. Hi, David.
Hi, Tony and Nikki. Thank you for having me.
We're excited to have you here, David. Can you introduce yourself to our listeners?
Sure. My name is David, and I work as an architect. In my free time, I love gardening.
Gardening? That sounds wonderful. Can you tell us more about it?
Absolutely. I have a small garden in my backyard where I grow flowers, vegetables, and herbs. It's really satisfying to plant seeds, watch them grow, and eventually enjoy the fruits and vegetables.
That sounds amazing, David. Do you have any favorite plants or vegetables that you grow?
Yes, I love growing tomatoes and basil. They're easy to grow, and they taste great together. I also enjoy growing roses because they add so much beauty to the garden.
That's fantastic. Do you have any memorable gardening experiences?
Yes, one of my favorite memories is when I grew my first pumpkin. It started as a tiny seed, and by the end of the summer, I had a huge pumpkin. I was so proud.
That's wonderful, David. Gardening sounds like a peaceful and rewarding hobby. Do you have any other hobbies?
Yes, I also enjoy playing the guitar. I've been playing for many years, and it's a great way to relax and express myself. I often play in the garden, surrounded by my plants.
That's great. Can you tell us about a song you enjoy playing on the guitar?
Sure, I love playing Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles. It's a cheerful song, and it always puts me in a good mood.
That sounds beautiful, David. It's wonderful how you combine your love for gardening and music.
Thank you, Nikki. I really enjoy it. It's a way for me to connect with nature and express my creativity.
David, thank you so much for sharing your hobbies with us. Your passion for gardening and playing the guitar is truly inspiring.
Yes. Thank you, David. We learned a lot from you today.
Thank you for having me. I had a great time sharing my hobbies with you all.
So, that was David, everyone. He shared some wonderful insights about gardening and playing the guitar. Tony, what did you think about David's story?
I loved it. Gardening sounds like such a rewarding way to spend free time, and playing the guitar is a great way to relax and have fun. It's amazing how David combines his interests in such a harmonious way.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about some advanced words or expressions we heard during David's story. The first word is satisfying. David mentioned that gardening is satisfying. Satisfying means giving a feeling of pleasure and fulfillment.
Good one. The second word is herbs. David talked about growing herbs. Herbs are plants with leaves, seeds, or flowers used for flavoring food, medicine, or perfume.
Right. The third word is express. David mentioned that playing the guitar is a way to express himself. Express means to show your thoughts or feelings through words, art, or actions.
And the last word is harmonious. David's hobbies are harmonious. Harmonious means forming a pleasing or consistent whole.
Great explanations, Tony. Let's repeat these words again. Satisfying, herbs, express, and harmonious. These are useful words to know.
Yes, they are. Now, let's wrap up today's episode. We've heard some amazing stories and learned a lot about how different people spend their free time.
That's right, Tony. We hope you enjoyed this episode and learned something new. Remember, finding a hobby you love is a great way to relax and have fun.
Absolutely. Thank you to all our guests for sharing their stories, and thank you listeners for tuning in.
We'll see you next time on Learn English with Podcast. Until then, take care and enjoy your free time.
Bye everyone!
Bye.